Hey, fellow metallurgists, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionics, episode 18, Bionic Steel. Oh, there it is! So then the petroleum went in at like, it's going in at like 1 degree Celsius. It's coming out at, well, this isn't exactly accurate, but this is about 166 Celsius. And then through one loop of the cooler, it drops to about 0. Not bad. Now, about 67. It's still not too bad. Could be better, but not too bad. Alright, adding more temp shift plates. And then the room here obviously got hot. Even from one batch. So it's definitely something that we can't run constantly. And we could also disable the metal refinery based upon the thermal sensor too. Like put another thermal sensor over here so that the metal refinery is not able to run if it's not cool enough in this room. But there's, you know, there's still more work to be done. Yeah, so we got diamond. Where's more diamond? I probably don't need that many temp shift plates, to be honest. I'd do without this last row. Save myself the diamond. Ooh, free plastic? Wait, I have that much available? Oh my god. I've been making plastic way too much. Oopsie poopsie. Well, I guess we'll have nice bedrooms. Or ladders or something. Oh well. The good news is it didn't break itself from steam because no one has taken a deep breath in there. So, I guess that's a test of design. Alright, so the automation cable is working. The nullifier is working. And just to make sure it works, let's say if it's above 5 Celsius, and there it goes, it disables because it's now 4. So we're trying to bring it down to like negative 30 Celsius as the target temp off the thermal sensor. So then the second piece of this is heading in for a second loop. Right, the coolant loop. So let's work out the coolant loop now. So not only do we have to worry about the ambient temperature here, but also the temperature of the coolant. So the coolant should circle back through the loop in some cases. Is the plumbing done? Yes, okay. So the coolant right now is negative 1.4. Oh, so the other issue is that the coolant here can't change temperatures because it needs to regularly cycle to test. So I think we need to build a coolant loop cycle. And I didn't design it that way. So all of what I just made here probably won't work. So I'm going to redesign it a little bit. So I'm going to do one more batch of steel to use up the coolant that's in this plumbing loop, and then fix the design flaw that I have. So the reason is, it doesn't really matter what the coolant is in one spot if the coolant isn't constantly flowing, because it will never change temperatures. So it's a bad measurement of the average coolant temperature because it's coolant that's stuck in the pipe. So I need to make sure the coolant regularly flows around so it's not stuck in the pipe. So that when I temperature gauge it, you know, it's actually the temperature of all the coolant inside the reservoir, not just like the coolant the temperature of the coolant in one specific area. But there's a second batch of steel. And let's put the steel here. Cool. And I also don't have the refrigeration, the cooling, like here, either. That's going to be part of this coolant loop, I think. So the... Oh, God, I gotta think about this. Let's figure out taking the temperature of the coolant first. I'm like too fatigued to think of this correctly. So we need the coolant to come out of this and then to flow back in and decide whether it goes for a flow around the radiant pipes or a flow around back into the reservoir, depending on the coolant temperature. I think that's probably the way to think about it. So I'm going to destroy some of these pipes so I can redesign it appropriately. So the coolant comes out of here. And I'm just rebuilding what I put in. And we take its temperature. And then if its temperature... If its temperature passes the check, it goes... If it temperature is... needs to go into a loop through the cooler, it goes through the shutoff. And if not, it will cycle back around into the reservoir. Something like that. That way the coolant is always circling instead of just stagnating. Once this loop's built. So, construction, let's say 7. And I should probably track steel. It's kind of an important material. And I probably should have been tracking plastic too, because I made tons of it without realizing. Just checking up on the rest of the base. So this got a little pressurized, which, oh, I see. That's not ideal plumbing there. Because this can't feed both. So we should have a gas bridge like this instead. So I will snip this to fix it. Yeah, if you take a second to... You can catch some pretty easy errors to avoid. Still won't work correctly? Yeah, that's because it's, I should step this back. Well, I think it's important to show why. So I'm going to wait. The other thing we could do is to have this... Well, I'll leave it alone. Alright, back to this coolant loop. So, The coolant is going for a loop, and if it's above, let's say 0 Celsius, it loops through the AATN loop. But I'm going to change the target temperature to show you what happens when it doesn't hit temp. Oh, no, it should be... Oh, I moved the plumbing's wrong. Wait, is it? Is it because of this? I'm trying to figure out why it isn't, reject flowing. Yeah, there's little errors everywhere. Because, you know, the last time I played this was like a year ago. So, a lot of memory jogging required. And let's fix this too, because, you know, having reliable power is kind of important. Oh, there it goes. So there is... Yeah, it was that there that was messing up. So this is what it will look like when I'm taking the temperature and it's already cool enough. It cycles back through the loop, but doesn't cool. So if I set the target temperature as 0, now it's going to cool the coolant down to 0, but not any further, so it won't turn to frozen. And in this case, what I could do is then only feed the coolant into the metal refinery if it hits target temp. Which will bottleneck metal refining, but it won't cause it to do anything terrible or dangerous or whatever. Oh, we can't reach that, oh no, we can. Can we? From where? That's too tall. So once that coolant loop is now at 7 degrees Celsius, and once it hits 0, you know, it will go for the other loop and become usable coolant. We should be... Oh, I see. I'll replace that with a ladder. Problem solved. Oh, we're getting damage overheat. Oh, no we're not. God. I saw that flash and I was like, oh no! But no, it's lying to me. Alright, there we go. Now the natural gas is feeding both properly. Splitting it equally between the two. And this, from the refinery, takes lower priority. So that it prioritizes gas vent gas rather than refinery gas. Which I think is how I wanted to set it up. So I'll leave this alone for now. We are... Oh, God. We have no more room for petroleum. We basically refined 4 or 5 reservoirs full. Which is fine, because our oil level's really low. But, okay. We'll leave that alone, too. So I'm waiting for this to hit target temp. Which, good lord, it's taken a while. But basically, the ATN is just going to run full time. Now, I can help it cool even more with a few different methods. One, I could add more Wheezeworts. I could add Wheezeworts to it to help the Wheezeworts accelerate the cooling. And then I can fill it with hydrogen gas to further accelerate the cooling. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That would be like beyond setting up basic refining. And then I also haven't really seen that the ambient temperature around the metal refinery is an issue. It probably will need at some point refrigeration or cooling for itself. But because it seems fine right now, you know, so be it. If I did want it to cool, what I could do is I could set the target temp for the coolant to be, let's say, 25 Celsius or something, 22 Celsius, instead of 0, and then bring it down there with radiant pipes to use it not only to cool the metal refinery, but also to cool the room. So that's probably what I would do, is set the target temp to some, you know, comfortable temperature and use it as coolant. Is this dormant? No. But in 17 cycles it will be, and in 35 or 34 and a half cycles that will be. And the changes to the natural gas generator has worked, because I can already see the carbon dioxide here in the petroleum generator is much better. It's not high pressure anymore. Cool. So with all that, we might be ready to move on to the next project, unless I want to make improvements to this system. And I do want to see this flick over from coolant. It's not done, right? It doesn't feed coolant into the system yet. But what I can do is connect it like that. So once there's coolant, some of it will feed to the metal refinery, some of it will circle back, so there's still a flow. So it will happen very soon, because it's 0.7. And then that way we can just say steel infinite, and it will only make a batch of steel when there's coolant supplied, when the coolant is the target temperature. So I just want to see that happen once, and then we can move on to the next project. So about the next project, what do you want me to build? Oh, and there it is. So here is the poll for next project. And the coolant is now being split for a feedback loop and being used as for steel production. Now the other problem that I have here is if I want the output coolant, it needs to dump to the loop. So there's just a tiny bit left to build, and I'm sure this isn't ideal, but like, I'm not going for meta. I just don't care about that. And all this is moving for free, right? It's not like being pumped or whatever. It's just circulating. Which is nice. Still waiting on that. Is that because I'm out of igneous rock? No, I'm almost out. Not quite out yet. There's actually one other goal I could have offered up, which is to explore. I'm going to add that. I mean, if you still want me to make transit tubes, that's totally cool. I don't want to negate your vote, but I wanted to add explore because there's a lot of, you know, there's a significant amount of unexplored map. The right map edge is about here. The left map edge is like out here. There's all this biome down here. There's a lot of facilities I haven't actually poked into. Here's one. There's another down here. So if you want exploration, I'm cool to do that too. Because I certainly am not utilizing a ton of geysers. All right, so there we go. Now you can see the coolant circle back. The hot coolant now going in, coming into the reservoir at about cooler, you know, something like 50, 60 Celsius. And then once it's done, the coolant now is hot, so it's going back for a loop. I think it works. I think it's all set. We just don't have enough refined iron to run the process. So, and I'm out of fossil. How much lime do I have? Let's track that too. I'm almost out of lime. So I should go mine some fossil and smash some iron. So I'll smash 20 iron. And for fossils, oh no, that's Spore Kid. Don't go in there. We don't need no zombie virus. Leave that the hell alone. So getting some... there is another overheated that keeps popping off. I don't know where the second overheated thing is, but I see it flash up to 2 and then disappear. It's been bugging me. So grab some fossil so that we have more material for steel making. And once I build these ladders, I can also collapse this fossil to add more oil to the pool. It's not a lot of oil, but something. Oh, we have a puddle. Well, I can't actually mop that puddle up, but as long as it's not flooding the carbon skimmer, whatever. And the output pipe here is full until the petroleum hits temp. So basically I designed it so that it can't overheat because it just locks up when there's no space for a coolant loop. So I think it works. I'm not saying it works well or efficiently. Efficiently would be a lot more Weesports, but it works. You guys want me to explore. Explore the map. So let's see here. Where am I most likely? I definitely want to get in there. I guess I can go in here. I don't care too much about the nastiness. There's going to be some chlorine gas. But I could liquid lock somewhere back here to prevent the chlorine gas from becoming a problem. So maybe I'll do that. I'm just going to build like a very stupidly basic liquid lock in this spot. Just to stop the chlorine gas from escaping. And that way I can open that up and not really worry about the ramifications. Ah, there's gold. Okay, I found the overheat. It's this gas pump. So this gas pump would be a contender to be replaced from gold amalgam to steel. Because gold amalgam's overheat temperature is 50, steel is 200. So, first use of steel. Why not? Whoa, we don't have a lot of carbon dioxide getting sipped up now. That's different. Yeah, it survived long enough considering it's being poured out at 500. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And, I mean, if we take a look at the state change, the state... Oh, surprisingly, it's stable. Whoa, my face is crazy. But it's surprisingly stable around here, considering the amount of heat that's being dumped. But hydrogen doesn't have a lot of thermal capacity, unlike a liquid. Hydrogen is the least thermal capacity that you can have, because it's, you know, the least dense gas. But still, it's hot. Who the hell's trapped? Snow. You've probably been trapped a while. I'm sure I didn't notice. So, exploration. How are we going to get in here? I want to avoid the germs if possible. So once we have this liquid lock, I'll do a gunk lock. And then I'm just going to, like, go through this chlorine gas to get up in there. Because there's lockers for clothing, there's a vacillator, and maybe some other stuff. Other exploration. There is no reason to go here. I don't care about a vending machine. We don't eat, so that doesn't matter. I would go there just to destroy the door, though. Honestly, destroying the door is... that might be a reason to go. Because that door is annoying. It's throwing alerts that I don't want thrown. So if we do that, it might be worth my time to drop a ladder down like this, so that when I run out of oil here, I can flush this oil down to the lowest spot, and then from here, get access to this facility to destroy this stupid door that keeps throwing alerts. So that's exploration. Plus, I'll be able to see magma maybe for the first time. Alright, where else to explore? There is this facility over here. So let's keep going that way, too. That'll work. I kind of hit a dead end here because of all the slime. I could plow through it. Oh, scalding noises. Yeah, that's gonna be hot. We could suit dock, but I think I'm just gonna deal with the scalding. We're gonna pass through there pretty quickly, and it won't be an issue for more than just like a few cycles. I would like to get a path. Maybe go through this cold biome and see if we can't go up this way. No, it looks like slime to slime. It's gonna be hard to get through the slime without, because it's just It's like a wall of slime. Look at this. The entire slime biome for like the entire height. So maybe once we dig through here, I'll try to cut down and see if there's anything over here, but I think this is probably map edge. Actually, map edge is a little bit further, so there might be something to the west that I hadn't considered. There's a lot of coal biomes in the seed? Is there? I think it's mostly slime. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slime versus 5 cold. I'm going to say slime and chlorine is kind of dominant. Because for chlorine, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there's a lot of chlorine. A lot of chlorine. So this looks like just a locker room. I've already been here. And where else is there? I mean, there's obviously the surface gravitas facility, which I'm not certain where it is, but I'll start poking around for it, because that could be fun to find too. Yeah, let's do that. My little cyborgs don't really care that it's vacuum, so there's not going to be, oopsie, there's not going to be any oxygen around here, but like it doesn't really matter. And there we go. Another neural. This battery is going to start breaking because I'm sure it's hot as hell. So that's yet another reason to get over there fast so that I don't get annoyed by broken battery alerts over and over and over again. And the checkpoint's open. I guess it doesn't really matter if I hit a gas pocket because it's vacuum. It's not going to stay gassy for very long. So I won't dig around the gas. And I could also just start digging like along the abyssalite layer to see about what's over that way. But there is a giant hole in my knowledge here. I'm trying to avoid going through slime because I just don't want to have... Oh, here we go. We're done. Yep. Alright, sweet. And the slime here is sterile, so that's not going to be like a disease risk. Yeah, that battery's broken. Just about. Alright, Kellyanne, time to get out of there, dude. Yep, battery broke. The other way to get there, which, I think I'm gonna do, because I don't really need to see what's down here, is go up. It's gonna take longer, but we'll die less, so that's probably worth it. And then we can just drop in from here. Something like that. Because yeah, forget constantly being, like, cooked to death. That sucks. Checking up on the base. Water is filling up a little bit. Maybe I'll do like a really low flow. Carbon dioxide looks fine. Power levels look good. Petroleum is still just got more than I can handle because we've been probably oil refining. Natural gas tanks for the refinery are pretty low because the petroleum backed up, but for the vents they're good. This is made of steel now, so it shouldn't be breaking. And this pocket of polluted oxygen we've never pumped, I don't think. Ta-da! That will be another booster. So we're... Oh, look, a floating oil reservoir. So we're hitting 2 boosters. And as far as I could tell, there isn't any new geysers I didn't know about. I guess there's like 1 oil reservoir, but I mean, who cares about that? So exploration has been pretty sad so far. I guess I could push this a little out. We're gonna hit bad gas pretty quick. So I could liquid lock it to be able to get farther if I wanted to. But as long as I have other interesting paths, I'll do the interesting paths first. Seeing that this is already like vacuumed in this spot, I'm gonna also break in here and go to whatever this thing is. So we're gonna have some bleach stone. I don't believe I have valid storage for sublimators anywhere, but we'll scan. And this looks like it's just fruit, so it's probably gonna be boring, but well, we'll see. And there's also something over here that we might be able to get eyes on. Once we have access to the first building. Wishbringer, you leveled up. Like a long time ago. I should have been doing that a long time ago. So let's go find Wish and add some skills to him. So you've got strength, electrical, mech, construction, and let's add regular dig. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionic Booster Pack DLC Marathon, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I asked for no backseating, and also feedback cannot be incorporated because the entire series was already streamed once as a marathon. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicants.